What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Djwaters22, and today we're doing a podcast all about Ladder Reset with my boy Xtimus. All right, everybody. So we know Ladder Reset is just around the corner, December 12th. The hype is fucking surreal, right? So it is time to talk about it. Xtimus, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Well, you guys probably know I'm Xtimus, and I'm doing a podcast today with DJ Waters, DJ Waters exclusive podcast. And DJ is a really good guy. DJ has been supporting me since like day one for a very, very long time. He's reached out to me, he's supported me, he's talked about my videos. So I just want to say thank you very much, man. And, DJ's an awesome dude, man. Great content, awesome guy, fun to play with. And, thanks a lot, man. I appreciate the support a lot, dude.
Hell yeah. You earned it, man. You're the first person I've ever seen. All right. So Ladder Reset. All right. So what are your plans? Are you doing hardcore? Are you playing softcore? Are you mixing it up? Go ahead, Xtimus.
Well, I'm going to be playing hardcore to start off. I think I'm going to have some side characters on softcore. But I've really been pushing this hardcore thing a lot. I've been testing out builds, practicing, just spending a whole lot of time just learning about classes. And it's crazy, dude. Like, I never thought that, like, there would be so much to hardcore. Like, it's so much more complex than softcore. It's just absolutely insane. It's like, I don't know if like any of us play World of Warcraft or whatever, but it's like doing a raid boss. Like, before you go in and fight like an elite pack or whatever, or before you do Diablo, like, dude, you die, it's done. Mm-hmm. So when we go into battle, we're strategizing and this person's going to do this, I'm going to have the resistance aura up. This person's going to be, using leap on the barbarian to like stun all the monsters. Like, there's just so much to it. It's just insane. And like, I'm learning so much about the game, like combining different things and trying new things, that it's just making me a better player than I was before. So, but it's
right
awesome,
on,
man.
Right
it's
on.
Awesome.
So my plans, I want to play hardcore, especially with you. The thing is, as I've kind of announced on stream, I will be moving to not moving. I'll be on vacation starting December 10th, and I'll be in Florida at my parents' house. And the last time I tried to do anything stream-wise from their house, it was awful. I was dropping literally 80% drop rates, and I'm just so scared, like, when I get over there and I try to play hardcore and the internet is poop. Like, hardcore is just something I can't do, You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, that matters so much, like those seconds, and
Dude,
I'm scared on lag.
You gotta have good internet, man. Like, my dad lives like out in the middle of nowhere, man, and they have what do you call it, where you got it's like not unlimited. So every time you're on the internet, if you go over your limit or whatever, they're having to pay so much, and I'm like, dude, I can't live my life that way, man. Like, this is 2017, man. Like, if you don't have the internet, it's like you don't have a phone.
I know.
Like, there are no phones anymore, really. There's no, like, home phones. Everyone's got cell phone, internet. Like, dude, you got to have the internet,
Have to. And it is a must.
Just got to have it, man.
So what would you say the benefits of playing hardcore as opposed to softcore are?
Well, the benefits of playing hardcore is that you feel more rewarded for what you're doing, especially when it comes to the items and the way you play the game. I mean, when you're playing softcore, you might be stuck somewhere, like, say, like, your character just sucks, or you're low level and you can't kill Diablo or whatever. I mean, you could just keep dying over and over and then just lower his health every time you die or whatever. And it's, it makes it so much easier to get away with doing certain things like that. You like doing Ubers. You're gonna die, dude. So, you just learn so much about the game. It's unbelievable. Like, you might think you already know everything, but to me, you really don't know everything until you try hardcore. I mean, I've been playing softcore for 15 years ever since I started playing. I never played hardcore. And you just learn so much about strategizing and combining different auras. And, you know, say on a softcore build, if you're playing like, let's say, Bozan. A Bozan likes to have fanatism, whatever. And you need to have the faith bow, right? And it's a ridiculous amount of high runes and wealth to get that faith bow. So, but if you're playing with friends and you have people that you're playing with and you're playing hardcore, you can combine all these different auras together to make your group better than you know, a 20,000 forum gold character. You know, if you're combining all these things together, you know, say if you have, you know, 2 paladins, right? You get the fanatism aura for the attack speed and all that. And then you have salvation aura for like 80 resistances to the party. And then you're combining that with like a Boazon or a summoning necromancer. Like a summoning necromancer would just be ridiculous, dude. Even if you had 3 paladins, dude, you know, you can combine all those auras together, and it's just a fun time, man. But, you know, at the same time, you would be able to do that on hardcore. But, you know, nowadays, I feel like everyone's just so... people aren't really into playing with each other anymore on Diablo 2. And everyone's doing their own thing. And it's kind of depressing, because you can accomplish so much when you strategize and play with other people and really communicate on what you're doing. Nowadays, everyone's just making a sorceress. They're doing magic find runs on their own, and that's it. And it's a little depressing, dude, you know?
I feel you on that, man. So it's more team oriented for hardcore, or the combination, would you say, is better?
I mean, it's definitely more team orientated. I mean, I don't think you're going to do well with a sorceress on hardcore going solo. I mean, unless you put a lot of time and effort into it, like getting your gear up and all that. But we blew through hardcore, right? Okay, a paladin. I was a paladin. So basically all I did was just throw out my salvation aura for resistances. I didn't really do anything else. And I converted the monsters to make them fight for us and to crowd control them. Then we had a barbarian for battle orders, and he would just leap. All he did was leap the whole time. Dude, I called him Frogger. I'm like, dude, you should have named your character Frogger, because when you leap, it stuns the monsters back. So we were stunning the monsters almost every single second. We had max resistances, and then we had a druid, which a druid is just completely overpowered going through normal and nightmare, which I learned this in hardcore. So the druid just did everything for us. He just blew through everything with his fire, and even if we had more in there, if we had like a sorceress and all that, I mean, me and the barbarian are doing so much crowd control and gathering all the monsters up in one area, to the point where it's like, if you're a sorceress or something and you're back like casting spells, like, you're not even gonna get hit, dude.
I like that. That's a pretty good way to put it, man. Sounds like something fresh, something new, on something that we're all very familiar with.
I mean, you spend a lot of time like thinking about what you're gonna do, and it's intense, man. I mean, and I think a lot of people when they play hardcore, and I was like this when I first started playing hardcore, they're just so scared of dying. But like, I go into it like I'm not gonna die. You know, I feel like, even like, this is outside of gaming. Like, dude, you just need to be confident in yourself all the time. Like, you know, a lot of times people will say, you know, Xtimus is cocky or whatever. You know, if I talk shit or if I say I'm really good at what I do, that's not to like put anybody down. It's that, dude, you need to be confident in yourself. You know, you need to feel like you are the best at what you do. And it's just going to make it that much better. No, you can't go into things thinking, like, say if you're a new Diablo 2 YouTuber, you want to get into the Diablo 2 scene. If you're thinking, man, I can't make videos as good as Xtimus. I can't I can't speed run like Mr. Llama or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You, you're never gonna get there, man. You gotta just be confident in what you do. And when I play hardcore, I go into it like I'm not gonna die. I don't think about that. I think we're gonna get through this. I'm not gonna die. This is gonna be badass, and we're gonna get
Hell
through it,
yeah.
man. You know?
Hell yeah, man. So when I play on private servers, a lot of them do like 3 months, 4 month ladder reset. And the reason for that is because after like a month or two, you get kind of bored and the fans kind of go away. So, botnet or battlenet, as some like to say, is 6 months long. Do you think that's too long? Do you like it? Should be shorter, longer? What do you think?
Well, I would like it to be longer. It used to be like a year or 2 years, but
Hmm.
it's understandable that it's 6 months long because there's just so many bots and so many people flooding the market with items from botting to the point where it's just not fun anymore. But at the same time, that's just the way a lot of people are playing. They're using D2JSP, they're botting, they're taking the easy route, and then they wonder why it gets so boring after 6 months. That's because they're feeding into what everyone else is doing. That's why I'm kind of taking a step back this ladder reset, and I'm going like completely legit, like no D2JSP. I'm only going to use it if there's some kind of weird build or something I need to do on non-ladder, something weird. No D2JSP, no following bots around. That's kind of what my guild's going to be about. And I mean, many other things, but just playing more legit because you feel more rewarded and the game doesn't get as boring over 6 months. So, but I think that they set it to 6 months probably because they're like, everyone's botting, everyone uses D2JSP. Items are just going to flood the market either way, so we'll just set it to 6 months. And I think that was a smart decision, but it's just kind of sad to see the community like that, And I think that's why, I'm really trying to get away from all that and play more legitimately.
I hear you on that one, man. Most definitely. But I think like if somebody wanted to get 7 characters, level 90, lots of good gear, 6 months would definitely not be long enough. If your goal was to like get a whole account full.
Right. And see that kind of like takes away from more legitimate players.
Exactly, exactly.
But see, at the same time, see, Diablo is such, and I kind of feel bad that I'm talking a little bit too much, Waters. I just keep going on a rant here. I
You're
want to
good,
hear.
bro.
I want to hear more from you, but um, or what was I gonna say? What was I
The
talking about?
length of ladder, 6 months.
Right, right.
Getting
Okay. So this is where Diablo is such a complex game, and this is the reason why it causes so much controversy. Playing legitimate is cool, and feeling rewarded for your items and all that stuff, and not following bots and no botting. That's all cool and everything, but at the same time, there are people like me, which I do on single player now, want to create these crazy builds, or they want to know what it's like to have like a decked out character. I mean, realistically, back in patch like 1.10, before the runes were orange, high runes were ridiculously rare.
Yeah, definitely.
There was like no way you were going to get one. I played for 10 years straight and never seen no Ohm rune or anything above that. And, I think that's kind of why so many people were botting back then. And I think that's what kind of spawned botting. People are like, okay, so many of these items are like impossible to obtain. There's no way you can legitimately get them without playing for years. So then
Definitely.
people go and buy. So, but what do you think about this whole? Like, do you see what I'm saying with like with the controversy and how people have different gameplay styles compared to getting these rare items versus legit?
I definitely can relate. And I share a lot of a lot of the same ideas that you have, but I kind of like a shorter ladder because for me, the way I like to play, I like the thrill of the reset. I love it when like everybody's just, like so excited to play Diablo and there's so many new people and I love starting from scratch and then the first month's pretty awesome and the second month I'm kind of like okay, it's kind of getting boring. The third month I'm like, oh my God, this sucks, and then I'll go do something else. And I still respect people that want to play the whole time. And but for
Hmm.
me, I don't know, man. I like the beginning of ladder, but I don't really care too much for the end of ladder. I get so bored.
I mean, I feel what you're saying. I mean, it does get pretty boring, you know, especially when you got everything down. And but I kind of feel like that's why I'm pushing more to play hardcore. It's going to take a lot more time to obtain the items that we want to get, just because we
Mm-hmm.
need to be so careful. I mean, it's not like we could do, you know, Mephisto runs over and over and over and take a bunch
Hmm.
of deaths. I mean, you know, in hardcore you can't die. And a lot of people are saying that, you know, there's still bots on hardcore. Most of the bots on hardcore are in private games. I mean, you go on
Mm.
hardcore right now, even on East, and you look at the public games, there's not that many bots on there. So if you're a person that kind of wants to play the ladder, you want to kind of climb to the ladder, you know, and be the first level 99 or whatever, you know, you kind of have a more legitimate chance and more of a fair chance compared to softcore, because there's not as many people on there, not as many bots.
I could definitely see that, and I could see how like if I played hardcore, I wouldn't be so bored so quickly because you went so much slower and you took your time. So I could definitely see the first 2 months being super exciting, and then the third starting to slow a little bit in the fourth, and then it would probably get me through those 6 months a lot faster. I mean, a lot slower, so it'd be more enjoyable instead of just having all the GG gear in the first 2 months. Like on Slash Diablo, I mean, the drop rates are slightly better. They're not like super amazing, but I got Infinity in 2 weeks. I had Chains of Honor. I had an entire geared character in under 2 weeks, and I was like, now what do I do?
Right. You have nothing to look forward to.
Hmm. Ladder expectations. How do you think this ladder is going to hold up in comparison to other ladders? Is it going to be amazing? I think it's going to be the same old thing. Let me know.
Well, for me, I mean, I think for me and a lot of my fans and a lot of Diablo 2 players, because I'm bringing so much talk about hardcore since I'm a softcore player, it's just going to be an experience like none other, because I've never played hardcore. I mean, we're talking 15 years of me playing this game. I've
Hmm.
never played hardcore, so it's going to be way different. And you know, I don't really know what to expect, especially end game. I mean, we did a practice run and we got to about 80, and that was about it. We kind of got to hell and we did hell bail, and we kind of just stopped there. We didn't work too hard on it. I mean, it wasn't that hard, and it wasn't that hard because we had a strategy and we all took our time. You know, like one of our friends died on hardcore, but he died because he was soloing. I mean, if we're really taking our time and only grouping up with each other when we're playing, then chances are you're not going to die, dude. I mean, it gets a little bit boring if everyone's not on and stuff, but I mean, it's just going to bring a whole new perspective to the game, you know, for me. So that's why I'm playing hardcore.
That sounds good. New perspective in 2017. 17 years later, we're coming up on 18 pretty soon. That's good to hear, man. So, there's greedy and then there's fun for ladder resets. I would say that's kind of how I categorize it, or both. So, what do you go for? Do you go for greed? Do you say like, okay, I'm gonna make a sorceress, right? And I'm gonna just magic find and then prepare my paladin, and then I'm gonna prepare my necro. I'm gonna prepare my sin, or do you just go for like the fun character? Like, do you say, okay, I'm not gonna go for magic find as much. I'm gonna go with the druid.
I
Which
mean,
one is yours?
usually during softcore, I would always This is why I don't play Paladin hammered. This is why I don't play hammered in sorceresses anymore, because I've been playing them for like 15 years. But that's what I would do. Like you said, I would start a sorceress, magic find Mephisto, start a hammered in.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just the same thing over and over. But with this, I'm really trying to get a new perspective here and a new experience out of Diablo. So I'm going to concentrate on one character. I want one character.
Mm-hmm.
You okay there?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm sorry. My eyes.
You're good, man. You should get some of those glasses that knock out the Blu-ray light.
I should. My eyes be burning.
Dude, you need some of those gaming glasses, man.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's just going to bring a whole new perspective playing hardcore, and I really just want to concentrate, like I was saying, I just want to concentrate on one character, get them to the highest level I possibly can. I would like to get a 99 character.
Oh, man.
I've never had a level 99 character. Have
Me
you?
neither. No, I got 98, but the grind was real.
That's what I'm saying, man. I mean, the grind is just insane, dude. And, I really just want to concentrate on one character. And since it's hardcore, I think it'd be important to concentrate on one character. But, I really don't want to take any kind of shortcuts. I'm really taking everything that I do pretty seriously as far as, like, obtaining my items. Unless it's someone really close to me, if it's like you or someone I play with a lot, I might accept a set item or something. But if it's like a high rune and I wasn't there for the drop, then I don't want it. If it didn't drop in my group or when I was in the game, I don't want it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I really think that's just going to bring a more legitimate perspective to Diablo 2 and playing it. You could do that on, someone would say, hey, you could just go and do that on single player if you want to be that legit. But you want to play with friends. You want this you want this multiplayer experience, and I think it would just be better to play more legitimately and get a new perspective out of the game instead of doing the same thing over and over and over,
I'm guilty of going for the greedy. So I'm like, man, this season I'm playing Necro, but start playing the Necro and I'm like, oh my God, I need gears. Hold on, let me get a sorceress. And then I just do a million Mephisto runs and Andy and cows. And then I find myself like, well, shit, might as well finish the source. And then every time I do source. So I'm like, man, I want to play Sin because Sin is so fast. She's got so many cool moves. I really like those. And I want to go for an assassin really bad, like a Trap Sin.
Trap Sins are nice, dude.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though, DJ. Like, I'm trying to show you something here, so maybe you'll get a better understanding of like what I'm saying. I'm sure you understand, but thinking about this, just think of it this way, dude. If you're not making that sorceress to go and magic find for your hammered in or necromancer, if you don't do that, then you get to learn more about how to survive in certain situations throughout the game as that class, right? So, for example, I was playing my hardcore barbarian, right? So he's a nightmare, and I'm just in the weirdest spot. I can only put 1 point in the whirlwind. I can't, that's the only AoE damage attack that he has, and I just can't even use whirlwind because I have no life leech. So I have to use like frenzy or something. And you kind of learn about how to get through the game and how to do things in a different way without getting that one item handed to you so you could just make it through. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. That's a cool way to put it.
And
seems a lot more fulfilling.
I mean, DJ, this is why Diablo's so great. It's so complex, and there's just unlimited possibilities of the things you can learn and do in the game. And this is why we're still playing Diablo.
Yes. So sad and good.
I want to hear more about DJ though. I've been talking a lot here, DJ, and I feel really bad right now.
Don't feel bad. I like it. I mean, It's a conversation. I like hearing your points, man. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of said all on that, man. I want to do other things, but I just the last minute I don't know. I just go to the sorceress and I just get it the easy way. And man, it's just not as fulfilling. The only sorceress that I love with all of my heart is my pluggy sorceress. Like I've never loved a character the way I love her. And I know that sounds suspicious, but I really love my sorcerer. I do, man. Like she means the world to me. Like it's like kind of like my kid or my second wife. It's crazy, man. I love my sorcerer so much. Too many hours in her. Too many. That sounds wrong.
I mean, you put your time into it, dude. I mean, and it's gaming, so.
I just love Pluggy, dude. Like Pluggy is like the best thing for me that's happened in Diablo in a long time.
Well, see, and like, I don't know, man. Like, there's such a love-hate relationship with Diablo when it comes to the community, right? Because there's so many different ways you could go about the game, and there's so many things that people will consider legit and not legit. People will say, oh, Pluggy's cheating because you get the infinite stash space, or even if it's just a big stash space, they'll say something like the original creators didn't intend that. But it's all your personal preference, man. And Diablo's an old game. These game developers didn't have all these ideas. And I remember there was a patch a few years ago, and they wanted to increase the stash space on Diablo on Battle.net, but the servers couldn't handle it, is what they said. So, that could be true. And we didn't have all these ideas in gaming that we have nowadays, like getting rewarded for doing this, and you get points or whatever, and Diablo is a really old game, man, and I think a lot of people just don't really take that into consideration. Think about the original Diablo classic. Diablo 2 classic. The stash space is like 30 slots, man. And I look up David Brevik's Twitter account a lot. You go on his Twitter account, and I just love this guy, dude. I know he's created Diablo, but I look at his tweets all the time, and this guy responds to anybody. He's responded to me a couple times. Maybe there was once or twice he didn't, but you look on his account and he answers so many Diablo questions. But one of the big ones is someone asked him if he thinks that transferring items, muling items, is cheating. He asked him if he thinks that's cheating, and he said, no, I don't think that's cheating. I think that's really smart as a gamer to transfer your items and things like that. So it's kind of hard to get every single little perspective of what the game developers think on every little thing.
Absolutely.
And this is why sometimes I just don't people will say, oh, why don't you talk about JSP, Xtimus? You use JSP, but you don't talk about it, or you don't tell people that you do. This was maybe 6 months ago. I wouldn't talk about it. I wouldn't say that I use D2 JSP. It wasn't that scared of what people would think. It's that it just causes controversy, and it's really sad to see so many people in our community argue over so many different things. We really just need to come to a point to where we agree to disagree. It's like it's like politics, man. There's always going to be something that another person disagrees with, or doesn't agree with. So that's why I don't go around hating on people that bot or whatever. If you don't like it, then there's just reasons why people do that, And I think it's important to try and understand, even with anything in life, when people do something bad, or you wonder why this person is this way or whatever, it's good to try and understand what inspires that person to do those things. What what is the real detail behind why a person bots or whatever. And that's when we
Mm-hmm.
go into details about, high runes being impossible to obtain 5 years ago, you know?
Mm-hmm. I don't even care what people do with their time, honestly, man. Like, I mean, I don't like it. Like, if somebody like bots and shit, I mean, I don't like it. I wouldn't trade with them or anything. But I mean, if that's what they like to do with their life, that's what they like to do with their time. It doesn't affect me in any way. It really doesn't. Now, I guess I could see on BattleNet that's a big issue, but like, I guess if you're
Right.
on open BattleNet or if you're on single player and just running a bot because that's just something that you like to do and that makes you happy and you're not hurting anybody or affecting other people. I don't give a shit, man. If you like to use map hack on BattleNet, like I don't care. It doesn't affect me in any type of way. So I think a
Bot
lot of the community though is crazy though. They're fucking oh my god, that's a map hack. Oh,
DJ, why'd you quit playing Diablo? Listen,
God,
man, I see you playing Path of the Exile.
I
You're supposed to be on
know.
Diablo, man.
Made like two fucking videos, like two fucking
Like,
Path to
man,
Exile videos.
dude, I can relate on that. I mean, if I post something that's not Diablo, like you guys know, I play Gears of War a lot. I got the shirt on, Gears of War. Every time I post a Gears of War video, oh, Gears of War sucks. Where's the Diablo videos? And
Uh huh.
but that's just the internet, man. And I know you call it botnet though, is what I was gonna say. Called
Oh
BattleNet
yeah.
botnet.
Oh man, speaking of botnet, I don't like botnet. I like to always mention that. I do not like botnet or battlenet at all. To me, they really force you to play the game they want. And when I say that, I mean like I love to do 100 runs or 200 runs or 1,000 runs or something. I don't know why. That's just who I am. And I have to what's the maximum? Like 20 games an hour, right? So basically I need
Right.
to do this. I need to kill Andy. I need to go into the lobby. I need to wait a minute. That way I don't get failed to join or 30 seconds or 15 seconds. And then I need to kill Andy. And then I know I've done too many runs, so I'm like, okay, well, let me go. I don't know. Let me go kill Mephisto or let me go do Pendle. That way I'm not, breaking their time period. And then it really affects the way that I want to play the game. And I feel like that I know they're saying it's because of bots, right? But to me, they're really just affecting the legit player. Like I don't see the issue with me rejoining super fast and just doing Andy runs all day. Like that's just what I want to do that day. I should be able to do that. And they don't allow you to do that. And it's such a big deal to me when I get round down and I'm like, are you serious right now? You got a legit guy trying to play the game that he loves, and you're going to punish me when these bots are out here. And if you realm down them, they're just going to switch the CD key. So they're really not affected by it anyways. They don't give a shit. You're just hurting
Right.
guys like me that are legit. And I hate the control botnet has. I don't like it.
I couldn't agree with you more, dude. Like, speaking of that, I mean, dude, there's just so many things about Diablo we could talk about. But
Hmm.
I mean, that's just another thing, man. I think that's like the worst like thing that they updated in Diablo 2 in like the history of patches in Diablo 2. That was like the worst patch ever. I don't know what patch it
Yeah.
was, but whenever they added that, it doesn't affect legitimate players.
Stay a while and listen.
Yes. Well, it wouldn't affect the bots, but it would affect the legitimate player.
Or yeah, it it,
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
it only affects bots, not legitimate players. And they maybe they just didn't see it at that time. They didn't know what these people are doing, but a bot does not get banned, does not get realmed down. They set up the bots to be in the game for a certain amount of time. They do all the mathematics to see how long you can be in the game and go in and out of games. They change the CD keys. I mean, bots don't get banned or
Hmm.
they don't get realmed down. But I'm glad you mentioned this because okay, ever since they've been banning a lot of accounts, man. I'm telling you, you go on D2JSP in the discussions forums, that's where all the bot people are at, obviously.
Yeah.
And every time there's a ban wave, people talk about it. But there was an update they did about 6 months ago, right? And there was a
Hmm.
little there was a few problems, but they fixed it now. But ever since they did this patch, I have not gotten realm down
That's
once.
cool. That is cool.
And I don't know how. I mean, obviously, if you go in and out of a game, like 5 games in like 1 minute, you're gonna get can't connect to BattleNet. But the restricted from the realm thing, when you log in and your character should be there and it just says you've been restricted. I have not seen that since this update, and I go in and out of games super fast. When I'm muling, I go in and out of the game fast. I join a lot of games. So they really did a good job, surprisingly, on fixing that. And, there's another patch, too, not that long ago. They fixed the Anya bug, and I never even knew about this.
Yeah,
right?
That was an interesting one.
So you knew about the Anya bug.
I didn't know about it until they released that they fixed it, and I was like, "Oh wow,
Same.
that's crazy to know. I never knew."
But I mean, I really think that they're taking proper steps to fix the game. I don't think it's ever going to be fixed like 100%. But this is where I go back to thinking that they're going to do a remaster. Why have 10 years gone by, 8 years, and tell me all of a sudden they're putting out Diablo 2 t-shirts. They're banning so many accounts. They're fixing things and updating the game. I mean, they don't advertise D2
at all.
I haven't seen a single Diablo 2 product from Blizzard in I've so long, 10 years probably, and then all of a sudden they're putting out t-shirts for Diablo 2 with the Wander on it. I'm just like, that's why I'm thinking that they're really going to do a remaster. So
they're going to have to, man. But man, what was I about to say? Give me 2 seconds. I got to think. Oh, another reason I don't like botnet. I want to say they're lying to us about a lot of things, like how they can't do the reanimations for HD. I know David Brevik said it, so I'm not trying to hate on him, but he said they couldn't do it because it'd be way more difficult because they did it on like old games, right? Like however they made Diablo. But here's the thing: I don't know if you know. I don't think too many people do know. Resurgence made a Diablo 2 HD already. It's the exact same game. You can change the resolution, and it's in HD, and I have a picture of it, and it looks phenomenal. It's in beta right now, so it's not perfected, but they've already done it. And we're not talking about a Blizzard employee. We're talking about just fans. Fans were like, okay, Blizzard doesn't want to give us a D2 HD. Bam, here's your patch. There you go. And it's done now. And I'm trying to download that actually probably this weekend. And it's already done. So you're telling me just some average people can do it, but this billion-dollar industry couldn't do it. I mean, come on, man. They can do it. They can do it because it's already been done by a non-professional. So I know they're lying.
Yeah.
And what else are they lying about?
I mean, dude, there's a big controversy surrounded by this. And, shout out to all the guys that made Diablo. But there is a big controversy that's been around for a while that people think that the original creators of Diablo own these item websites. That Blizzard, or not them, or even maybe Blizzard owns these websites. Because you think about World of Warcraft, right? I remember back in Vanilla WoW, there was Chinese farmers and they would sell all the gold. Not nowadays, dude. You cannot sell your World of Warcraft stuff. Like, Blizzard will find you. And they will hunt you down. Even if your account gets deleted, they monitor everything. Okay? So, I don't know why they can't fix like bots and stuff. I mean, I don't see how they couldn't just maybe delete the whole server and then just make a new server. Hire the dudes at /Diablo or something. I mean, we're not game developers. We don't know all the technical stuff that goes into all this, but we just look at it, outside of the box from what we see. Look at Median XL. I mean, these dudes make some incredible mods, man, and put some major content. People making the Diablo 2 HD thing. I mean, and since it's an older game, you would think that it's easier to fix these things. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Even if they have to recreate it from scratch, the hard part's done. The story's done. The bosses are done. The names are done. You know what items have to do what. I mean, come
Right.
on. I mean, it's like, hey, write me a book, but all you have to do is copy the exact same book with your handwriting. The hard work is done. It's a phenomenal game. I don't want to hear it from them. Now that I've seen this, I don't know if you can see it. I sent you in Discord. I mean, it is beautiful. It's simply beautiful to see this, and they say the entire game looks just like this, high definition, and it's phenomenal. And now I really see, oh, okay, this is definitely possible because it's already been done. Drives me freaking crazy hearing about these people. So, question for you. What would you want? Diablo 4 first or Diablo 2 HD?
Are you kidding me, DJ?
This is what everybody asks me in the comment section below in Twitch.
Oh, DJ Waters, do you want the Diablo 4 or do you want the Diablo 2 HD?
I get people asking me the same thing. I mean, even if there was an announcement for Diablo 4, I would not be excited at all. The only way I would probably be excited is if someone from the original design team was involved. And that's the big four. The big four is Bill Roper, the Schaefer brothers, and Brevik. If any of them, even just one of them, was somewhat involved, I would be on board. But I mean, I just love Diablo 2. There's just people think that, you know, my brother tells me this, or, you know, this is just people looking at it from an outside perspective, you know, a normal casual player like my brother, or you know, just random people that have played back in the day. But as a person that truly loves the game, there's just so much to do. I'm never going to run. People say, oh, you're going to run out of content. You're running out of content, Xtimus. You know, you're going to lose all your views. I mean, there's so much to do in Diablo. Yeah, I mean, even on like Median XL or all these other mods, there's just so many things that you could do. I mean, we're doing Ironmans and doing legit runs. I mean, Llama's doing the Holy Grails, and I mean, speed runs are a different thing. But, you know, there's just so much to do that I could be doing this for another 15 years. I mean, I'm dead serious. And I just enjoyed Diablo 2 so much. It's just everything about it. The gameplay, the artistic style of the game. I enjoy looking at it. Just every little thing comes together. And, you know, with what Diablo 3 became, you know, I feel like we can't be excited about it. I'm not saying that Diablo 3 is a bad game. It's a great game. It's a good game. 5 years later? Whatever. 5 years later, it's a pretty good game. I mean, that's 5 years later, man. But they just didn't do a good job. I mean, the game just was so much different. You know, there was no rune words. The runes were in the skills, man.
I hate that shit.
I mean, tell me, DJ. I mean, what's going on with this, man?
Oh my god.
The runes were in the skills, man.
Oh, that was awful. That was terrible. Yeah, I would definitely say I need D2 HD first. I need it. I'm not sure if we'll get it first. I think we will get it one day. I'm not sure if we'll get it first. I think because the people at D3, man, like, they never say anything good about Diablo 2. They'll never retweet Diablo 2. They'll never praise Diablo 2. They don't. I think, honestly, they want you to like Diablo 3, and they're on this ego trip, and they want you to praise them so badly for Diablo 3. They're like, why don't you love my game? This game's so good. No, I'm not going to remake Diablo 2. You need to appreciate Diablo 3. So they're like, fuck, they're going to be like, man, fuck Diablo 3. Let's scratch this. Let's make Diablo 4. And then we're not going to like it. And then same motherfuckers. Same shit. Ugh. And there's more money in that for them. But I do think there's a shitload of money in Diablo 2, potentially, if they wanted it. Mm-hmm. I do think so. If they wanted it. I don't like microtransactions. I really don't. However, if it doesn't affect the game, and it's some extra shit, like, leave the game the same way it is. But, like, if I could buy some wings on my character on a D2 remastered for, like, an extra $1 or $2, I would do that. And if I could buy a little pet that would follow me around, like, I would totally do that. Or, like, change the color of this or that. Like, I do think there is money to be made, or the loading screen, or I don't know.
Dude, I would like some T-rail wings in D2, man.
Yeah,
That'd be sick, dude.
there is money to be made if they really want to go that direction. If they want that money to continue to come in. I mean, I don't like microtransactions, but I would definitely support it as long as it's cosmetic only. And like they could give us an extra stash for free, and then maybe, I don't know, sell us another stash for like fucking 50 cents or whatever. If they really want to be that fucking greedy, they could sell us extra stashes. They could sell us something, man, that's not going to really affect the game. They could make money off this, man. They could.
I mean, I think it's time for a remaster. I mean, Diablo 3's been around long enough. I know they invested a lot into it, but you can't tell me they didn't bank that money ridiculously out of that. I mean, how many copies did Diablo 3 sell at? What, like 10, 20, 30 million? Something like that? Don't tell me you didn't make money off that, man. It's over. It's done. You know, move on to something else. I mean, and I love Blizzard. I love Blizzard since Diablo 2 and World of Warcraft. They make awesome games, but I think that they need to start doing more. They're always stuck on the same thing, especially World of Warcraft. I mean, we got Overwatch, which is, I mean, I like Overwatch, but like the action RPG, MMORPG type genre is just so big and popular. I don't know why they don't just make something new. You know?
I think Diablo 2, even without microtransactions remake, would make them so much fucking money, dude. An insane amount of money. Like when I was deployed, I live with 40 people, and people walk by and be like, "Oh shit, dude, is that Diablo 2?" I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "Damn, you just play that game." I'm like, "You want to play it with me?" "No, graphics suck, man. Hell no." And then, but I've met so many people that have that memory, at least, of Diablo 2, and I do think it would sell super easy, man. Super easy. Even if they don't want to keep updating the game, giving us new patches, just make a shitload of money. Sell it to us. Bam. Why would you not want that on the side? Why would you not want a little side hustle and make this big stack of cash real quick? I don't get it. Same game. The hard part's done. Just give me the exact same. Sell me the exact same pair of shoes, just cleaner. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, yeah, why not? Give me 15 more years of this game from the updated HD graphics. I don't understand.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know. The whole thing with Diablo 3 was just, I don't know, so many things went down, and I don't know if you knew about this, but it was, I think they're called Vendetti Games. I think that's what they're called. They owned Blizzard, I think. So they weren't satisfied with what Blizzard North was bringing to the table when they were making Diablo 3. So that's when they got shut down. I'm pretty sure that's how it went down. And, I mean, and then just, so many years go by, and then they start working on Diablo 3. And I just don't, I think they made a big mistake with Jay Wilson. I mean, I'm not out to disrespect the guy. I'm sure he's like a great game designer and he's super intelligent. I'm sure he's way fucking smarter than me, but it just didn't seem. He said that he used to play Diablo 2 with his dad back in the day, but I would watch a lot of interviews with this guy, and I mean, this is the lead game designer for Diablo 3. This is the face of Diablo 3, okay?
Right.
And he would just have so many negative things to say, it seemed like, about Diablo 2. For example, he would say, he was talking about the attributes in Diablo 2. He said that it's completely, like, stupid or pointless to have attributes in Diablo 2. And that because people were asking him, why did you guys remove attributes? Because, they completely removed attributes from Diablo 3. And he's like, there's no point.
What?
But that's what makes the game so good. You can customize and do so many different things. There's 4 different ways you could go about your character. Do you want max block? Or do you want a lot of life? Or do you want to put points in the strength if you're a melee character to do more damage? To get that customization, man. And,
Mm-hmm.
not only that, I mean, when the whole thing went down with calling Brevik a loser, I mean, that
Did
was
you call
just,
Brevik a loser?
oh yeah, you didn't hear
Damn.
about this?
No, I never knew about this stuff.
So on Facebook, Jay Wilson, he made a post on his personal Facebook page saying, because someone sent him a message on his Facebook, and it was like a public message. Brevik said this, because Brevik did an interview, and I'm sure you've seen it, where he said, I'm sad that so many people are upset with Diablo 3, and, I wouldn't have done this or that. And
Seen that.
Jay Wilson said, fuck that loser.
Damn.
And then a few
No.
other people that he was friends with, kind of said, oh, well, they made Hellgate London and that game sucked. And, all right, dude, I get it if you're going to diss somebody or if you want to call them out or whatever. But, dude, that is the creator, man.
Mm-hmm.
That is the guy that got the idea for the game because of Mount Diablo in California.
That's
I think
cool.
it's in California. And how could you go and diss that guy? And I think that they probably fired him because it was a little while after that he got off Blizzard. But it's like, just that, this is the face of the game, and this guy's bashing the history of the game, and
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a dozen other things we could go on about Diablo 3, but
What a game. That game is, even like when I first played it, dude. I mean, I was super ecstatic. I was like, I can't remember being that happy in my life. I was like, oh my God, this is happening. I went to the midnight
Right.
release, got home, didn't fucking work. Game didn't fucking work. Okay, all right. So eventually it works.
right.
Started
I
playing
remember
through the
that.
game. It felt so lackluster. Even when I first started playing, you start in Act 1, you go basically to the rogue encampment, and I was like, what the fuck? This looks like Act 1 in Diablo 2. And
Right.
anyway, so I started playing. I was like, man, this looks like a more 3D version of Act 1. Like, what, did they copy it? But I was still trying to fool myself. I was like, just keep pushing, man. Act 2 was a desert fucking act. I was like, is this what? This is a what? Diablo 2 was desert. Okay, all right, you copying
Right.
them, I got it. And then I kept playing and never, even though I kept trying to force myself to say this is Diablo 3, it was even the first time ever playing it, I was like, something's weird here, man. What is this? Auction house? What the fuck's an auction? Oh, hell no. Oh
Auction
no.
house, son.
What is that? And
Pay
dude,
the win, son.
pay to win, baby. And that was like the first time I seen something like that. I was like, well, what am I doing right now? Why do I have to pay? What? And I'll be honest, I made a good amount of money, man. Like, I would hunt this ring called like Leoric's ring or some shit, man. And people would pay me anywhere between $23 to $30 to hunt this ring. And I would do it like 3 times a day. Just keep farming the ring. And I was making bank, man. And then fucking
Right, I
when
made
I-
money too.
yeah, and then like when I looked at how much they were taking, they took like either 60 or 70% of my profit. I was like, what the fuck? I'm out here grinding for these fucking rings and you're taking 60 or 70% of my profits? Like, what? And then what really pissed me off when I tried to cash out, it was like, oh, you want to cash out? I was like, yeah. I was like, well, if you cash it out for money, we need to take a 20% fee or like 10% fee. I was like, what? Like, or you could just put it into Blizzard bucks, right?
Mhm.
And you'll get 100% of your money.
Right.
So I was like, man, when I looked, I had like $400 or $500 that they were finally going to give me, and after their huge percentage again, I was like, fuck it, give me some Blizzard bucks, and I got some Blizzard bucks, and I still use that sometimes to like buy StarCraft and other shit, man. They're fucking scam. They are scammers.
I still have like $2.02 for my Diablo 3 sales.
Those fucking bums, man. So obviously, right, the auction house was terrible. We all hate it as fans. But I do think if the auction house was still around, they'd be making better Diablo 3 content. I think I've realized that now. I didn't think it back then. But basically games nowadays, especially, computer games and stuff, they want residual income. They want that constant money, like how subscriptions are. And
Right,
so
right.
when they just sell you the base game, that doesn't do it anymore. Games aren't like that anymore. They don't give a fuck about selling you Final Fantasy VII one time, right? They want to sell you Final Fantasy 7, and then they want to sell you the map pack or
The
map
DLCs.
pack. Yeah, the DLCs. Then they want to sell you the new characters. So that's what Diablo 3 was trying to do. They were like, we're going to make this 20-year long game, 10-year long game, right? I think they had that in mind, at least 10 years. But that was the auction house for them. Instead of paying monthly, it was making money off that. And then once we kicked out the auction house, they're like, okay, well, why are we doing this? Why would I want to give you a badass new patch? For what? We've already made our money off you. So in some ways, I do think the auction house killed Diablo 3 like longevity. I do. I hate to say it, but them getting rid of it, now they just don't care anymore. Why would they? From a business point, you know?
I mean,
it's kind of sad.
It clearly wasn't ready. You know, you bring up a lot of point. This is why I like having conversations with you, DJ, because, you know, you bring something up and then it just brings something more to light, you know, like it brings a whole nother topic to light, and then we could talk even more. But, you know, it just goes to show that, like, you know, when you think about other things besides just the auction house, not only that, like dueling, the game was just not done. You know, first Jay Wilson said dueling was going to be in the game. The game comes out, there's no dueling. Where's the dueling, man? And then you got the auction house, which this just exploded the gaming world, because you had the opportunity during this time with the auction house where it just almost changed the world, gaming world. It almost did, because you were able to make money off just playing the game. You didn't have to make content. You're sitting here killing bosses on a video game to get swords and shit, and you're getting paid for that, man.
That's crazy.
And for that to cause like such a big, you know, outburst of attention to Diablo 3, you know, for them to do that and bring the auction house and bring that to Diablo 3 and then to just get rid of it completely, I mean, Diablo 3 was just all over the place, man. Like, they didn't make good decisions, and they didn't make, like, official decisions. Like, hey, we're going to stick with this. You don't just take something like an auction house, man, and just get rid of it. I mean, could you see could you imagine the outrage if the auction house of World of Warcraft got taken away? Or it was on there and then got taken away? I mean, okay.
That's crazy.
I mean, no need to talk shit, but, like, dude, you guys done fucked up, man.
They fucked up so bad.
Like, you done fucked up, man.
They killed Deckard Cain.
Dude!
In Act 1 to a fucking butterfly.
DJ, you just got me, like, so much more madder than I was before.
Yeah,
like,
the first time I played it.
I need to back up from my microphone for a second because, like, I'm getting fucking... Listen, man. DJ. Deckard Cain, man, got killed by a fucking purple butterfly, man. A purple butterfly, dude.
In a fucking bar. Or like
Sorry
a house.
for that.
No, you're good.
DJ, a purple butterfly.
What the fuck?
Dude, we're in the depths of hell, man.
Yes.
You go to hell to kill the devil, man. Okay? You're fighting the devil in heaven. And you're telling me Deckard Cain, like the mastermind of the story, the Dumbledore of Diablo. I don't know if you watch Harry Potter. But,
I don't.
And you get killed by a purple butterfly.
Like a bitch.
I mean, I don't know too much about the lore, but I'm pretty sure Deckard Cain has been through some shit. Some major shit, and then he gets killed by a purple butterfly, dude.
Right. I could see, like, towards the end of the game, like Act 4, Act 5, or something like that, they kill him off to the demons. It's super epic. There's, like, a cinematics. You know, it's really sad, makes you want to cry or something. And I don't know, he dies to Diablo or Baal or trying to save the world. But nope. They're like, hey, Deckard, hey, what's up? Fucking dead. That's it. All right, next act. What? Hold on a minute. Whoa, you just killed Deckard Cain? What? That's it. All right, Act 2, guys. Come on, keep it moving. What are you looking at? Nothing happened here.
I mean, I don't know what to say, man. I know I flipped out a little bit and I nerded out in a rage just now, but I think I got that all out of me. But I can't help but just want to sit here and not say anything.
So sad. And then the expansion, right? So they announced that. I was already done with Diablo 3, but expansion. Okay, cool. That's always a good opportunity to get people back. And they're like, we are giving you one new character. I was like, one fucking character. One fucking. You're serious right now? You're going to give me one act with one character? The game before you gave me at least two. You can't give me like three new acts, two new acts. Okay, I'm cool with one new act. Fine. You want to go bare minimum, lazy, I got you. But you're going to give me a single character? What? Why not 5 characters? Why not 3 characters? One?
Right.
One? Trash. Game sucks ass.
And you know what, dude? What was the class called? It was
Crusader.
Crusader. Rip off of the Paladin, man.
Exactly. He looks just like the fucking Paladin.
You're ripping off Diablo 2 yet again, like you just said. Act 1 looks like Tristram, new Tristram. Act 2 looks like Golium.
Yep.
And then you bring the Crusader. Dude, you throw up the hammers like a damn Hammerdin.
Yeah.
Because everyone likes the Hammerdin. And that was like the biggest skill, if I remember, but I don't play Diablo 3 like that. And then you bring back the Necromancer, man. I get it. I get it. Why wasn't this in there in the beginning, man?
I don't know. I'm telling you, man, they have big egos. They're like, we have to make our own game. We have to get this praise, man. And I hated it from the beginning. The wizard. Fuck off. Where's the sorceress at? Where's
the wizard, man? Yeah, where's the sorceress?
That's so bad, adding in the sorceress? Why can't you just keep the originals and then add in 4 new characters? I don't get it.
I mean, maybe there was some kind of copyright thing going, but I don't really see. I mean, they still own it, but they brought the barbarian back. Barbarian, not Viking or something.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay, I hear you on that. The game just sucks ass.
I mean, this is. People are so quick that people are so quick to say, Xtimus is a jerker. He's a douche. I mean, sometimes you just gotta step up and just say what you feel, man. Not care about what other people say. And like, this is kind of why I like Angry Joe. Angry Joe.
I love him.
Angry Joe is the man, dude. I mean,
yes.
every time I'm pissed off about something, I check this dude's videos because he calls out all the bullshit, man.
Yep.
Like, and I don't feel like we had. See, I even with Diablo 3, I feel like the Diablo community is very small. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
There's a big community in Diablo 3. But the only person that I've really seen that kind of like sits here and we talk about major things in the game, we have a 2-hour conversation or whatever. The only person I see is Riker. That really talks about the game. Okay? And I don't think we have enough people that are popular enough or in the public eye to be like, listen, man, like, this is bullshit.
But Riker won't ever do that, though. Riker, right. I'm not going to say he's on the payroll, but, dude, if you watch him, I mean, he goes to all the events. Blizzard pays for his trips. They give him features sometimes. If you look on, like, Diablo 3, you'll see Riker. Like, he's in their pocket in some kind of way, and he never says anything bad about Diablo 3. Like, he won't say bad things. He'll be like, come on, guys. You got to look. I know they're not doing anything for BlizzCon this year, guys. I know, but I mean, you got to think they just gave us the Necro, right? Come on, guys. Like, fuck. I'm like, this guy, dude. This motherfucker, man.
See, and like me...
He refuses to say anything.
Right. And I mean, I get, like, you need to be a professional. I get Blizzard needs to do that. But I mean, me personally, I'm just not that kind of guy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I could be professional or whatever, but listen, man, you know, you can't just sit and ignore stuff. You got to be like, hey, that's bullshit, or that sucks. You know, listen, Xtimus, that video sucked, man. Like, listen, you did this wrong. It happens all the time. I make mistakes, but you got to call it the bullshit. And I don't think that there's very many people calling out the bullshit in Diablo.
No way. Yeah. No. And he's not going to. I mean, I can understand why he doesn't, because this guy I guarantee you, man, he plays all the patches before they come out. I guarantee you he's getting free gear, and you know,
he's banking in money.
Yeah, like he's probably talking to the devs. Like, I bet you they make him thumbnails, or have made him thumbnails, at least in the past before. You know, these guys are like friends with him. So he can't be like talking mad shit about them, because then he won't be invited to these events. Like, he probably knows so much about Diablo 3, the future of Diablo 3. Obviously, he can't say on the internet. I guarantee it. So I could see why he doesn't want to bash them publicly and call them out, because he's too scared to not get. I mean, imagine if Diablo. What's a game you hate other than Diablo 3? What's something that you hate? Okay, hate's not a good word. A game you love. Okay, Diablo 2. You love Diablo 2. They make a shitty new patch. They're like, hey, bro, if you don't like anything, you know, make sure to not tell anybody, or we're not going to invite you anymore to the new expansions before they come out. We're not going to let you meet these famous people that you idol or anything. You know, it's kind of a shitty situation. You're kind of like, fuck, man, I don't want to lose that. I'm a VIP right now, man.
I mean, it's all dependent on what kind of person you want to be, man, and where your values are. You know, you know, a lot of these things go outside of gaming. They come into real life, because they relate to real life situations in a way. You know, I do what I do on my channel because I love doing it. I say what I want to say because it's what I want to say. When I'm 90 years old, if I ever get there and I didn't die of a heart attack because Diablo was about to kill me on hardcore, you know, if I make it that far, you know, I'm not going to give a crap about how much money I made. Everything we gain in life rots. We don't get this forever, you know? So while you're here, you know, just do what you want to do, man. Like, follow what you want to say, follow your heart, man. And like, you can't always be worried about what other people think, and be worried about whether, you know, this higher up person is going to approve or not, or the mass amounts of people are going to approve or not, you know. And but we don't really know Riker like that to really know.
I can tell, bro.
But
I can see it.
That's just what we see, you know.
I can see it in his eyes. He doesn't like half that shit, and I know it. I can see. I swear on my life, I can see the bullshit.
You see,
I still
through the
sub
bullshit.
to him because I see through his bullshit. I see it every fucking day, man. Well, guys, I know. Okay, guys, I got to tell you, I'm not the most favorable of the new patch. Oh, are you serious? Just say it's a piece of fucking shit, bro. Oh, it's not the best one to ever release. But guys, they're trying really hard, right? Aren't they? Come on, guys. Fuck off. Like this, he's bullshitting, right, man. He's bullshitting. I know you don't agree, and I respect that. But I see through his bullshit. And again, that's why you and I will never be the politicians of Diablo, because I know I would call it a shitty patch. They're gonna hate my fucking guts. Hey, DJ,
right,
would you try this out? Just give us feedback. Putting that bitch on YouTube if they allow me to legally. Yo, this shit is fucking trash, boys. Don't fucking download this shit. You know, and then they're gonna be like, okay, we know not who to invite ever again. So that's why we would not be politicians in the Diablo world. Yeah,
never again.
We wouldn't be good politicians.
You know what, DJ? Go make a Diablo 3 video. Just get the fuck out.
Just get the fuck out of here. I'd get fired from Diablo if I worked for Blizzard. I'd be like, all right, guys, listen, did you even test this game? Or, like, hands up, has anybody played this game who created this game? I just have a question. Like, before release date of the first time ever releasing Diablo 3? No, you guys need to, all of this got to go. No, do it again. This shit sucks.
All this
like,
gotta
seriously,
go, man.
I would, bro. I would, all of it. What is wrong with you guys? All right, you're lucky I ain't the motherfucking president around Diablo. I would have fired all you bums. Like, you guys all need to go home.
I mean,
Please.
there is a place in the world for people like us, though. You know, look at Steve Jobs, man. Like, listen,
Okay.
man, he wouldn't fuck around. If it was bullshit, he'd be like, "Look, DJ, this is bullshit. I know you spent 2 years working on this or whatever, but get it the fuck out." You know,
Uh-huh.
and maybe Blizzard's just scared of that. Who knows? I mean, it's kind of a guessing game, a little, but I don't know, man. We're obviously not too happy. Brevik
Diablo
knows that.
3. Sorry, man. Go ahead.
Oh no, you're good. I was just gonna, Brevik knows that. He said it before. Like that's why Jay Wilson said, "Fuck that loser," because Brevik said, "I'm so upset that so many Diablo fans are outraged with Diablo 3." And yeah,
I
kind of lost it there.
I think behind doors, closed doors, Brevik is cursing, bro. When that game came out, he's like, "What? This shit fucking sucks."
I think so, dude. I think
come
so.
on. Yeah, definitely, bro. He's like, hit up his friends. He's like, "What is this bullshit?"
Have you seen the interview with him? Where
I've
he
seen.
says all
I'm
this?
pretty sure I've seen the same one you were talking about. I've seen
It
a
was-
lot with him.
It was where this guy was interviewing him when like Marvel Heroes or something came out.
Oh.
But you could see it, you could see it in his eyes, and just you could tell he was nervous about what he was saying because, I mean, especially at that time, it was such a big deal. Diablo 3.
Mm-hmm.
And but that's why I love Blizzard North so much. It's why I love all these guys so much, and
Okay.
they're huh?
I said, "Go." I'm just fucking with you.
They're all just really good guys. I mean, and I've reached out to every single one of them. And that just means the world to me, I say this a lot, I grew up loving basketball. I was in love with the Chicago Bulls. Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman were like my idols. Now that I'm a little bit older, I'm into gaming as I've always been. But as I got older, I got more into the who created this? Who is really the person behind that made this game so great? So I really look up to developers now and the things that they're inspired by, and I just love those guys. And every time I reach out to them, they always have something nice to say. They always respond to me, and it's not just me. It's not because I'm Xtimus or I have 10,000 subscribers or, we're the throne of the Diablo 2 community because no one wants to fucking play it anymore. They're responding to fans all over the place, and I admire that so much, dude. I mean, these are big guys, man. You think back in the day, Diablo 2 was a big game, man, and you don't see that coming from Blizzard. You don't see, Jay Wilson tweeting out to almost every single person that talks to him, and that's why I love those guys so much. It's not just because they made the game. I mean, these are genuinely good guys, that just they care about their fans, and it's awesome to reach out to them.
Have you seen the animation of Diablo? Like the cartoon, like it looks like Dragon Ball Z, but like of Diablo.
A little bit, yeah. I think on
Yeah.
YouTube, but I didn't watch too much of it.
Oh man, I watched an awesome one, and it was like Tyrael grabs all the angels in heaven, or no, he grabs them from heaven, and all the angels are like flying, and they're like going to Diablo, and they just all fight Diablo at the same time. You ever seen that shit?
No, I didn't see
That shit's like, it's like 10 minutes. It's epic as fuck, dude. And I think that would be an awesome sequel or expansion or something. Like, you could do something like that, like heaven versus hell, the final battle. Fucking like, I don't know, man. It'd be dope. Like the way in Act 5 for Diablo 2, you have those barbs out there, but like they'd actually be fighting with you and it'd be useful. And I don't know, man.
Right.
I could see something cool like that. You're on their side, the Angel side, just really trying to once and for all kill Diablo.
I mean, there's a
And
lot of things they could do. I mean, on Median
yeah,
XL, the whole story on there, I guess it's sort of surrounded around the Sin War, which
oh,
I'm pretty sure was before Diablo 1. You know, there's a lot of cool lore and story that they could work with,
yeah,
but it's just the hardcore fans doing it.
yeah. They hate us. They just want money, which I get, but still, man, there's so much money. I really do. I really believe it. There's a lot of money for them to make. I'll give them a lot of money. I'll pay $100. I'll buy the $200 one if you give me a statue. I'll buy
Right.
anything. I'll buy the best of the best. I want them all. There's so many people like me, and I'm a cheap guy. You know what I mean? I'm not the guy who's going to go on WoW and spend $6,000 a year. And I know there's lots of people that do that type of shit. You know,
Right, I'm a
I
cheap guy too. I agree. I
yeah,
agree.
and I'll pay whatever you want, Blizzard. I'm telling you, bro. I'll pay $100 for the regular edition. I'll pay anything. Give me my shit. Give me this
Give me
game.
my shit, man.
I will pay.
Listen.
I will anything. I don't care. Rip me off. Fuck me in the ass.
Rip,
I will.
rip me
I will
off.
let you rip me off. Take my fucking money. Sell me the exact same game for $100. I'll do it. I will. The same game. Just make it HD. I'll pay you, man. Please. Give me that fucking game. Like, give me my fucking game.
Dude, you sound like you're trying to like jack move someone in the hood, like, give me my game. But I agree with you, man. I mean, yeah. I mean, there's just so much more I want to talk about.
Yeah.
But
Future Diablo. What's the future Diablo, real quick, man? Before we go.
what's the future of Diablo? I mean, I think they'll do a Diablo 4. They're gonna do something. There's too much money surrounded around the franchise for them not to do anything. I think putting out these character downloads, like, they're just trying to follow in the steps of like Call of Duty and crap. You know,
Yeah.
give me $20 for a map pack. You know, but I
I hate it.
what are they doing? They're gonna do something. You know, there's no doubt about that. But I can't really say I know. You know, I don't know. It's a guessing game.
I think Blizzard just makes so many shitty. Well, maybe not Blizzard, Diablo Blizzard, right? The people who make Diablo 3. They make so many shitty decisions. Like, I think the Necro was such an amazing opportunity, not just to make money, but to really get people back, which I do think it temporarily did, right? They get you hooked, right? They brought a lot of D2 players back because you brought the Necro, but then they didn't do
Right.
anything else. That's it. It's the same fucking game. It's got the same problems. It's the same end game. Rifts again. Why didn't you like follow it up with something? Why didn't you have a fuckload of things planned? Why didn't you say, I'm going to give you the Necro, and then a month from now, we're giving you this new expansion for $19.99, and then we're giving you blah 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 and blah blah. Right? Oh, here's your Necro. Fuck off for 3 more years. Like what? It's the same game. Do you listen?
I mean, I went on a big rant about the whole Necro thing. I mean, I did a video about all that crap, and I don't know, man, just disappointment. I mean, don't bullshit us, man. I mean, come on. You got, this is one of the biggest companies in gaming, man. I mean, they're banking in money
Yeah.
just on WoW alone, you know.
Yeah.
And
Overwatch is huge.
you give us a character, man, a
On.
necromancer, man. I mean, come on.
Didn't even change the game.
I mean, I know there's more things to be worried about in the world. You know, it's not like we're doing drugs. You know, we just want our games. You know,
Yeah.
it's not as bad as drugs. We just want our games. But dude, this
Yeah.
bullshit.
Another thing, I'm sorry, I just got to bring it up, man. It's the elephant in the room. Ancients. Fucking good idea.
Ancient
super
items?
poorly executed. Yeah. You know about Ancients?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so that's
Primal
what
ancients and stuff.
yeah, so yeah, that's the next end game. So the end game Diablo 3, rifts, right? So you can get the ancient version of your favorite item. Awesome idea. I do think that's a cool idea, but guess what they do, boys? They add the fucking word ancient. That's it. Doesn't look different. It's not cooler. They added the word ancient in front of the. Are you serious? Oh, now I want to play your game for 10 more years because you added the word ancient. Then they were like, okay, cool, man. We got to one up it, man. We got to add primal ancients. So I was like, okay, now they're going to do it right. Wrong. Change the fucking border, maybe the color of the fucking words. And now it's the super version of the super version. Exact same item. Looks identical. That's pure laziness. Couldn't you make some new fucking items that are like super duper rare?
Right.
Now
Like T-Rails or something.
What's fucking next, man? You did ancient, you did primal ancients. What's next? Super primal? Fucking god primal ancient? Like it's the same fucking items. It's pure laziness. Is that the end game? Is that why I want to keep playing your game? So I can get the super duper 1% chance to find the ancient to the ancient's ancient? When are you gonna stop?
It's just boring, and it's just it's just a small thing, It's not like Diablo 2 where you can go and make a frozen orb barbarian like I made, or something just way out of line. You can't do that on Diablo 3.
No. It's trash. Fucking garbage. I hate that game so much.
I mean, I like DJ. I like Diablo 3. I do. I like it now. When it first came out, no. Now, like, they reward you more for playing the game. I mean, I did a video on it, like, reviewing the game as a player coming back and all that stuff, but I just don't think that they care about it very much. And, there's probably just more money involved with WoW, with the subscription thing and all that. But
and Overwatch. Overwatch is huge. I don't think anybody thought Overwatch was going to be huge. Not like this.
To me, when I first saw Overwatch, I'm like, dude, this game looks stupid.
Yes,
I mean,
absolutely.
Really?
Cartoony and lame.
It's actually a good game. It's a pretty good game. I got the statue right here.
I wish I could see it.
I bought the collector's edition. It was, dude, like, and the thing with the collector's edition, man, like, it was not a ripoff, bro. I bought it for $100 the day it came out on Amazon. Dude, this statue was like high quality, man. It came in like a huge box, like all these CDs, and it was a good deal, man. But
That's cool. That's cool.
I don't know, man. There was even a lot of cool things with Diablo 3 that they just didn't implement that Blizzard North was going to do. Like you were saying, the ancient items, there's really no difference. It doesn't look cooler. I think this was a really cool idea, and one of the old Blizzard North employees said this, and I've said it before in one of my videos, but he said that every item in the game was to have a dark and light version.
That's cool.
So, like, every weapon or every unique weapon would have, like, an evil version or a heavenly version. And that was really cool, that would have been cool.
That's so cool.
That would kind of add on to the, I want to get this version of the item. What's the point of... This is something I don't understand with Diablo 2 players, DJ. Like, everything does not have to be perfect. Listen, right, man. What is 20 defense or 2 more enhanced damage gonna do, man? Why does it matter? You don't have to have that. That just adds on to, like, oh my god, it's perfect. But like,
oh
perfect. My god, like, it's worth $1 million. Like, dude, it doesn't matter, man. And like the whole perfect thing, fuck that, man.
I don't give a shit if my Shaco's 99 defense or 100 and was it 51?
140.
Is it 140?
No, DJ.
That was 150.
141.
Oh, yes. See, I don't give a fuck. It's a Shaco. Like,
141, man.
I'm using it for my sorceress. What do I need defense for?
Listen, man, I want that one defense. Okay?
That one defense is everything.
That one defense.
I could see a drastic defense change, like hundreds. But when somebody's like, I want a high rood for my Shaco. Why? It's perfect. I don't care. It's maybe like a perfect Hodo or like something's cooler, more interesting. Like a perfect CTA is more interesting than one that's not. I don't give a fuck of the defense on a Shaco. What? Gold wraps. Somebody tried to sell me a gold wrap for like a Vex. I was like, why? Perfect. I don't give a fuck about a... What? Perfect. Fuck out of here, man.
I mean, some items do make a massive difference, say like a Faith. You know,
Oh yeah.
if it's a low level aura, that's a big deal.
Oh yeah.
But I don't understand why Diablo 2 players are so OCD and go crazy over 5 defense or whatever. I think it's absurd. I have OCD myself, and I think that it's just ridiculous.
Mars, I can see, something like that. Those things matter. A 30 defense versus a 20. Oh, that's not defense. I'm sorry, resistance. I could see something like that, but like defense for for certain items is so stupid. I don't care about perfect chances. All right, Xtimus, dude, your knowledge, phenomenal, man. It's always inspirational. Like I said, man, you were literally the first person I ever seen for Diablo 2 on YouTube. At least that, was making good quality videos. It was like 1,000 Mephisto or 100 Mephisto runs. I don't remember.
100.
It's something 100, yeah. And I was like, whoa, like holy fuck. And then I was addicted. Watched all your vids, man. So definitely dope as fuck, dude. Appreciate the good vibes, man. Anything else you want to say to the people that listened? And if they made it all the way to the end, they're awesome.
Yeah, they made it all the way to the end, man. I mean, yeah, just thank you for the support, man, and as a fan and just as a friend, and I just really appreciate it, man. All the support, and I just love Diablo 2, man. And we had a really good conversation, man. Really good. I mean, it went better than I thought it would. I mean, like, you get a little bit nervous at first, but like we really got going, man. Like we got like we went in on this podcast, man.
Oh
like,
yeah.
This is good stuff, man. Good talk. I think this is good for the community and everything.
Absolutely.
And yeah, make sure you guys subscribe to DJ Waters.
Oh yeah.
Xtimus approved.
Xtimus too, man. Make sure you follow or subscribe. Sorry, it's not Twitch. Subscribe.
I mean, just keep doing your thing, man. And I'm not going to name any names, but a lot of these guys are really copying off, me and you, and I see it, DJ. I mean,
I see it every fucking day.
Listen, man, it's all cool, but you really got to do, and this is not to hate on anyone. You just really got to do what you want to do, and do it because you want to do it, and then that's when really good things come out, man. When you try and do something because you think it's going to get a lot of views, or you think this is the most popular thing you can do, it just doesn't always go that well. When you just sit back and do what you want to do and do what you feel is right, it just amazing things happen, man. And like, some of my best videos are videos where I'm just like, what? Fuck it, let's do this, and that's it. And I'll just put it out, and that's cool. And then they become some of your best videos, and that's because it's because of that true passion that you have, not because you're trying to impress someone or whatever. So that goes a long way. And that's about it, man. And just thanks for reaching out, man. Thanks.
Fuck yeah, man. Thanks.
Fuck yeah, man.
For joining Iron Man. Thanks for this podcast. I think this is our third one, right? Third? Think so?
I think it's like the 4th podcast. Second one with you, though. So.
Okay. Right on. All right, brother. Take care. And again, guys, December 12th, ladder reset. Hoping to play hardcore. I'm not sure if it's going to work out. I might have to do softcore. But Xtimus will be playing hardcore. So definitely support that. If you're into hardcore, man, join. Was it Thrones Sanctuary?
Thrones
Sanctuary?
Sanctuary. Yeah, man.
Throne.
See, we didn't even talk about the guild, man.
Damn.
We talked about. Listen, I wasn't on here to promote none of my stuff or to promote my guild. Listen, we were here to talk about real Diablo stuff, man. And
Absolutely.
I don't know, real passion here, man. Like real stuff, man. And I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it, dude.
Yeah.
Throne the Sanctuary, though, man. Diablo 2 guild by me, so.
Check it out. All right, brother. Peace the fuck out.
All right, DJ. Love you guys. Man. Thanks for watching, man.